going to review this game here. I'm going to just skip to a couple of different, like right here, actually, to this portion of the game. I wanted to do something here to sort of give an example of sacrificing your queen in order to win the game. I'm playing as white against someone playing as black. I've set this up in the analysis board. That's why some of this. Uh, I mean, just so you're aware, just sort of for the record, kind of thing like that. So right now I'm in a situation as black to where I got a pawn that's stuck right there. A pawn that's also stuck right there, also under attack. But the queen is technically defending it, but I'm not really thinking about that pawn too much right now. I'm thinking about what's going on up here mostly. Um, Now the game has black winning by just a slight bit, by 0.42 points. So what do I have going for me? So obviously, black has a slightly better situation than I do. The good news for me is I still have my queen and I have my two rooks. I still have both of those. And I also have a pawn that can potentially promote right there. Two pawns, actually, if I can get them to start pushing up. As well as these ones. These can become problematic. Well, maybe not him, but this one can become problematic eventually. So his advantage is he does have a bishop and a queen. Yes, he has a knight, but in game scenarios, knights typically aren't the most reliable pieces because they're just good for close quarter combat, maneuvering and stuff like that. So in other words, they're really good when you're in middle game, beginnings, kind of stuff like that. When it comes to end games, you want your long range pieces, and that's what bishops are, that's what rooks are, and especially that's what your queen is. Long range pieces. That's the more the board clears out, the more they're able to do. And so that's one of the reasons why I like to try and hang on to my rooks as long as I can, and my bishops. Hang on to them as long as I possibly can. As you can see in this game, I have no more bishops left, though. All my bishops are gone. So I'm in a situation here right now where this queen has been very active, and it can be very, very deadly to me here. So, like, right now, she could go there and check me. And this is something I noticed too, is she can go here and check, and my king is basically forced to go in the corner right here, and then right there checkmate. Oh no, no, it's not. I'm sorry, not checkmate. I'm sorry, but then right here, there you go. There's checkmate right there. I apologize for that. Yeah, for that. But the queen can just come down here at right there, or right there, and just check, force my king into the corner, and then do the checkmate with the bishop right there. So this is again an example of why my position is very, very weak. I could potentially, so let's kind of just let's do this right here. You're right there, and then right there. Well, I guess it isn't checkmate. Yeah, I could always just remove it there. But and so I guess when I think about it, now that I really think about it a little bit more, I am in a pretty good situation, actually. Not in a terrible spot at all. Black really doesn't have much of an attack, especially because once again, all you have basically you just have a bishop and a queen, and this knight is right now pinned. So really, as if you're black, you're really in a tough spot. But that doesn't mean as white I have a great advantage right now. I don't have a whole lot. I mean, I don't have. There's no checkmate right now. Either one I move right here, queen right here to check. I'm just gonna lose the queen, and that's basically what goes on here. So right there, king goes right there. When the king moves right there, this is an example of what I want to show here is an example of how you, in a situation like this, again, this is a particular kind of situation. How are you going to get the advantage as white to win the game? How would I do that? Well, unfortunately, and it's not a move that you typically want to have to do, but it's going to have to be something like that. Now, why is that? Why is that? A powerful move, because you just kind of gave up your queen. Yes, I'm giving up the queen, but I'm also getting his queen. But then look at that, I just lost a rook, like that, right? Uh, but see, once again, think about the situation we both are in the end game. Look at the bar. Look at the bar is in my favor. Bar is in my favor because I still have a rook, and again, remember, rooks are powerful end game pieces. As long he has no rooks left, he has no queen left. He simply has a bishop and 3 pawns. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start pushing the rook out right here, get him ready to go into combat. And the advantage I have against the bishops, as powerful as bishops are, the advantage I have with the bishop is against the bishop is this bishop can only move on white squares. So if I just keep my rook in the black squares, he's safe from the bishop. There's nothing this bishop can do to harm. And also my king. My king stays in the black. Bishop can't do anything to him. So that's the good thing that I have going for me at this situation. Now this game actually turns out to go a little bit differently. I did it like this instead. I should have done it the other way because the queen didn't need to take. I think maybe this player kind of panicked and just went for it and just took the rook and maybe saw something like right there or whatever. And and then it's just, I'm sorry, it's late. I apologize. It could have try to again, maybe something like that, again, just right there, and then, check. But see right there again, you don't have an attack, and then you're in trouble at that point. Boom. I'm just playing around with stuff. So what I decided to do is I decided to, in this situation, what I did was I decided to do this. I gave up a rook, gave up my queen, but I get his queen in return, and I still have a rook and four pawns left. So I'm in the better situation, as you can see. That Stockfish gives me the advantage. I have the clear advantage in this game because now all I got to do now, I'm just gonna go pawn hunting. Boom, boom, right there, boom. It's gonna be easy for me to hunt down these pawns, and I'm gonna start with that pawn right there. Boom, boom, and again, he's on black squares, so I don't have to worry about this bishop. I don't have to worry about walking right into it. So now I'm gonna look into possibly promoting. But I also notice, again, this bishop is going to try and hunt down all my pawns that are going to try to promote. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to protect the pawn as I push him up to promote. Now, when I did that, I knew what was going to happen. Once I promoted, he's going to be like, he's going to take out the queen. He really kind of has no choice. This is simply a no-win situation for black. It's just, there is no win. Because you have to take that queen. If you do not take that queen, you're going to lose the game. But you take the queen, you're going to lose your bishop, and there goes your last, powerful piece. Really, now you just got 2 pawns left. I still have 2 pawns and a rook. So again, there is just no win situation. Now I'm going to activate my king, get my king into the game, protect this pawn as we promote. Once this pawn promotes, it is game over. The king is trapped here. He cannot move any farther than this. This becomes right here the king's new corner. This little area right here. It becomes his new corner that he gets trapped in. Not this, but like this right here. He just gets trapped right there. And there you go. You got the promotion. And then there's the checkmate. King can't move here. That's check. Check right there. Check right there. There and there. And it's just simply, it is game over at that point. So here once again, let me just quickly just show you. Um, and it's this is again. So I'm making this stuff for my buddy Bruce to just sort of show him, because this was a tough game for me. Like, it was really hard for me. I was in this situation right here. I was like man, what do I do? I mean, what's how am I gonna win this game? Because I know, and it really wasn't. It's not so much that it was difficult. I just knew that it was gonna cost me dearly, like cost me quite a bit in order to win the game. And once I came to terms with that, then I just decided to go for the option, just to go for it. And I also recognize that black has no attack, no checkmate. There is no checkmate for black, no matter what black does. He's simply going to. He does not have enough pieces to checkmate me at this point. He is on the defensive. I'm on the attack. He's on the defense, and he has to be careful with all of his pieces. And so when I make that move, boom. Yes, once again, I give up my queen. But see, look at us, our situation now. Me giving up my queen there is how I won the game, um, ultimately in the long run. So just it's just an important thing for to note that, giving up your queen sometimes actually is how you win the game. Um, y- Never don't forget that your king is your most important piece. Your queen is your second most important piece. So I just wanted to do a quick video, just to highlight this factor. Um, Thinking about these kinds of things, looking at the board, understanding if you have the clear advantage. And in this point, I had the clear advantage. I was able to. In other words, I could afford the sacrifice. My opponent could not afford the sacrifice. This sacrifice is what lost my opponent lost in this sacrifice more than I did. I just had more pieces. I was just in a better situation. So there you go. Just a little something for all of us to learn.